If you are serious about getting better grades this year, you need to start using the equation for success. This is the only video you need to watch if you want to study more effectively starting today. And this formula encapsulates everything that you need to improve your grades and to become a top student. So trust me when I tell you that you're going to want to save it for later and follow for daily study tips. Let's have a closer look at this formula. There are two inputs that determine your grades: hours and intensity. Let's say you're putting the hours in, you're putting 20 hours of revision in, you are sat at your desk staring at a textbook for 20 hours and not actually doing anything. Let's call that intensity level 0. 0 squared is 0. 20 hours, 20 times 0 is still 0, and 0 equals F. Proving that it doesn't matter how many hours you put in if you have a very low level of intensity in your studying. If what you're doing when you're studying is not effective, if you are using passive study strategies rather than active recall techniques. Now let's take this example. We've started to ramp up the intensity a bit. We've started to use some flashcards, dabbling in different active recall strategies, but we're still getting a bit distracted by our phones. Our intensity is now 3. 3 squared is 9, and you've put 4 hours of work in over the course of the week. Your grades have improved because you've put the time in and you've put the effort and intensity in. So you're now on a C. So how can you improve this? How can you get better grades? This example shows that you need to put the hours in, but this is not as important as the intensity. An intensity of 5, 5 squared is 25. You want to be focused, razor sharp focus when you are revising. No phone on the table, not getting distracted, using effective active recall strategies, but on top of that, actually putting the hours in, because it doesn't matter how effective your revision is if you quite simply do not give it the time of day. You need both in conjunction, but the intensity at which you revise is so much more important than the hours. And I post my top study tips and tricks every single day, so if you follow me, you know how to revise. You just need to put in the effort, you need to train your attention span, and you need to give your studying the time of day. Of course, save this video for later and follow if you do want to see daily study tips.